Hello everyone, welcome to the Ahdurin region. I am your host Ahdurin himself, and we are back with Tangle Tower. It is exciting to be back. I have to remember where we are, but speaking of remembering where you are, you guys have the opportunity to go down in the description and check out the playlist if you have no idea where we are on the Tangle Tower playthrough so far. While you're down there, leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTuber things that really help build the community. I would greatly appreciate it. So I remember we finished talking with her. I don't know if we've explored the area. I don't know if we can explore the area, actually, now that I think about it. Though, I think we can look around a bit. So, let's do that, because there are some things here that are very interesting to me. For example...
There's a metal plaque on the bench.
Is there a message engraved on it?
I think there was at one point.
That's interesting. Why would they take it out?
But someone scratched it off.
Cool. I wonder are these clocks?
Is that a clock?
Oh, I'm glad Grimoire has the same question that I do.
If it is, it's a clock with 4 faces.
Ooh. Alright, let's look closer at that.
I'm guessing it doesn't tell the time.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a normal clock.
So what does it do?
Rotate the dials until all 4 hands are in the correct positions. I see that... Okay, let's see. So this one moving goes counterclockwise to you. This one moves those two in the opposite directions. Okay, so these two have to be parallel to each other. Or they have to be the same path. Okay. Well, we also don't know what the correct positions are, do we?
No.
You know? Yeah.
So moving any of the hands turns the adjacent hands in the opposite direction.
Right.
It's like cogs on a machine.
Exactly. So that means we would want all of them to be... opposite to each other? Like,
Reset the
yeah,
puzzle?
reset the puzzle might as well. So spinning this around... Yes. Oh, well, we got that, but I don't think that helps us. Yeah, because we don't know what the right position is. So.
Just gonna rest my brain.
Yeah, that's the issue. Because we don't know what the right position is, so... Is there anything else interesting in the area? The house is in the background.
It's Tangle Tower. Or at least it's the mansion at the base of Tangle Tower.
Yeah. There's some giant mushrooms.
Do you ever see a mushroom that big before?
Not in real life.
There's a pavilion, there's a...
Aye.
It's a statue, I guess. This is
It's a big stone dais.
A dais. That's
Biggest one I've ever seen. First one, too.
Yeah, that probably narrows it down. Alright, I think we've got a bunch of stuff here. Let's move on to a different location, because we haven't explored too much of the outside. Or, we've almost explored all of the outside. Let's check out this final place. The greenhouse. Interesting. Also, there's somebody hiding back here, but we're just gonna ignore them until we have to see them.
Is that fruit? It's shaped like fruit.
Looks like a fruit.
Too shiny to be fruit.
Probably not a fruit then.
I think it's glowing a little, too.
Definitely not a fruit.
Safe to eat, do you think?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I'm leaning the same way. Nice flowers though.
All the flowers here look kind of poisonous.
Never mind. Ignore what I said about nice flowers.
Can flowers be poisonous?
I would assume so.
Anything can be poisonous.
That's a positive sign.
Good to know.
There's a bug here.
That's a Hansen beetle. Looks like he might have magic powers.
Really? Really? Really?
Bag Kinds of soil.
Soil.
It's so blue.
That is one thing. This room is very blue.
Tools. Used by a gardener. For gardening.
Yeah, I guess there's not too much explanation when it comes to things like that. This is very shiny.
This one's in a little pot.
Okay, that is definitely not edible.
I'm with you here.
It looks like a gemstone, don't you think?
Hey, it's a clue. Sure. A potted fruit with a hard gemstone-like skin. The soil in the pot is in the natural blue color for the potted fruit ingredients. There's a sign here as well.
A little chart of, actually, I have no idea what it's about.
Let's take a look. It's a bunch of symbols. So that's number 1 is pi up top. I also realized that I don't have arrows turned on, so actually, let me do that real quick. Hello, we are back. I have also switched on the mouse, which you can see here. Just because I think it might be easier to explain things rather than describing them. I realized I didn't change it before the episode began, so sorry about that, but I have done that now. Anyway, let's go back to the chart.
A little chart of, actually, I have no idea what it's about.
Yeah, we can check that. So, like I was saying before, it seems like there's a bunch of symbols here. It looks like Greek letters, because that's pi, beta, alpha, a few other ones that I don't know off the top of my head, like, there's X, and then there's the, like, that's epsilon, and a few other ones. Not too versed on my Greek, but...
Kinda reminds me of a periodic table.
Yeah, it does. Can we check more specific?
Kinda reminds me of a periodic
Is that
table.
what you're going to say about
Kinda reminds
yeah,
me of a
okay.
periodic table.
What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like... That seems like a clue for something later. I think we've avoided him for a while, so we can finally get to talking with him.
Sally, don't move. We're being watched.
Yeah, I see him. He's a little too big to hide in the bushes.
Very true.
Is anyone going to say anything? Or shall we just stand around staring at each other?
Right, sorry.
Sorry.
That's better. I'm Sally. And the guy hiding behind me is Detective Grimoire. Who are you?
Fitzfellow, the gardener.
Mm-hmm. And why are you so tall?
I don't know.
Good question. Alright,
You
what about
work
yourself?
here as the gardener.
I don't get paid to do it. It's just my area of interest.
What's the deal with the plants? They're all kinda weird.
Right. Did you see the lake?
That giant green and purple lake surrounding the entire house? Yeah, I clocked it.
The color is just a byproduct.
Of what? Poison?
It's not poisonous. Not to you.
What's this got to do with the plants?
The water controls all life, just like anywhere else on the planet. Clouds form, rain falls. The water grows the plants, animals eat the plants. Anything you've perceived as an irregularity is simply a result of this hydrological cycle.
Could you say that again, but like, condense it as if
In
you were
English,
talking to
please.
a slightly stupid person?
Our lake water causes the unpredictable alteration of DNA. Sometimes.
Alteration? Like mutation?
That'd be the official term. For us, it's normal. Just nature.
And you're the local expert on all this stuff?
No. I'm just the gardener.
Interesting. What about yesterday? What's up with...
I was in my greenhouse, watering and weeding.
Sounds exciting.
Was anyone else around?
Not at first. Penelope came in a little later. She likes looking at the flowers, I think.
Did you speak to each other?
A little, not too much. We both left the greenhouse in the early afternoon. I went up to my room. Then I came back outside to weed the main gardens. Didn't see anyone else. After that, I went up to the garden outside my room.
And?
Let me guess. Watering and weeding.
Right.
Did anything happen to you yesterday, Fitz?
Anything interesting? Alright, what's your statement?
I was up in the rooftop garden. It was quiet.
Oh,
And
we got the
then-
little chart thingy.
It wasn't. I can't describe it. Could have been a scream, but it didn't sound human.
Oh, that's kind of concerning.
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower. so we went up there.
We?
Poppy was with me. Did I not mention that? Flora's room was locked. That's normal. She usually locks it from the inside. I knocked on the door and shouted. Nobody responded. We became concerned.
You kicked the door down?
I did. Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back. Flora was there too, but I barely noticed her at first. Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too. Penelope arrived shortly after that, with Felix in tow. I thought that was odd. You don't normally see the two of them together. Felix took charge. There was nothing else I could do to help. I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything. I found her pacing back and forth around the stone square. When I approached her, she snapped at me. I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
That was interesting. That's a lot of information. So, oh, and I don't have everyone's name memorized. Like, I can't remember if everybody was in the room or not. It sounds like it, but I don't remember how many people there were. Except the detective, of course. The detective was waiting outside at the very end, after all the stuff. Let's present to him about each of the characters we've met so far.
I like Flora. I hope she's all right.
Do you think she had anything to do with the murder?
There's no way. She wouldn't willingly cause any additional suffering for anyone.
Okay. Good sign for that. What do you
She
know about
questioned me.
About what?
My work, the plants, bit of everything.
Did she search the greenhouse?
No, she didn't.
You sure? Maybe she did it when you weren't in there.
No, she hasn't touched it.
How can you tell?
Trust me. I can tell.
Okay. Alright, whatever. Hey, if he knows, he knows. What do you know about Freya?
She was always kind to me. She'd come into the greenhouse when I was working, sometimes by herself, sometimes with Poppy. I think they were just bored at first. Eventually, they started asking questions.
About what?
Poppy wanted to learn about flowers. Freya, she used to ask me about the insects.
Insects?
Really?
One of my jobs is to protect plants from things that might eat them.
Right.
Freya brought me this little glass box, leaves and twigs inside. She'd say, put all the troublemakers in there. Every day I'd put a handful of beetles and other things in the box. Then she'd come along and take it away. I didn't really understand her, but she was always kind.
That's gotta mean something. Alright, what do you know about yourself?
Have you met this guy, Fitz? Shifty eyes, doesn't say a lot. Totally suspicious, if you ask me.
That's me.
Yeah, it was a joke. I was joking.
Oh, I see.
Fitz doesn't seem like the type of guy to take humor, or get a lot of humor. We'll just show him a lot of these. A lot of these are probably gonna be worthless, but
Nice painting. Gives you a pretty good idea of the layout.
The lake looks like it forms a perfect circle around the island.
It might seem strange to you, but nature is quite capable of producing perfectly geometric forms.
And those mountain cliff things around the outside?
We don't know much about them. They're unscalable. Not even Freya could have gone up there.
What's that?
This painting, it's speculative. There are no photographs from this angle as far as I know.
So Freya just made it up.
Let's call it an informed estimation.
well, that's interesting. Okay. So the painting itself is kind of either off, or Freya has a way of getting to areas that you wouldn't be able to get to. Both of which could be interesting to go down. Here's the
Who
case file.
gave you that information?
Well...
We don't actually know who it was. We were contacted anonymously.
I see.
We
And
were?
what happens if the
I mean, yes,
person
yes,
who
we were.
contacted you turns out to be the murderer?
I never thought about that.
Honestly, that would be kind of fun. Like a twist, you know?
Yeah, but we don't know who it is, so that'd be interesting. Tape
That looks like it might belong to Poppy.
the damage tape? That was the one with the whistles, I think. Right? Because this one was the one with piano music.
It's of no interest to me. but I overheard Poppy and Freya talking about it once.
What were they saying?
They were arguing about something, but I can't remember the details.
Interesting. He's giving us a lot of information. I was expecting a lot of this to be just the standard, I'm not sure type of lines, but
What do you think that is in Flora's
the
hand?
painting.
I don't know. It does look like a knife, but Flora wasn't holding anything at all when I saw her after the murder. But there's something bothering me. Something else.
What?
When we went into Flora's room, she wasn't standing in this position.
Well, she probably would have moved around a little bit by then.
She wasn't standing at all. She was kneeling on the floor.
What? That's just peculiar. Kneeling on the floor? Trying to get the time check. Alright, so we'll go through the rest of the pictures, I'm gonna call it. So
It's
the
an
empty
egg with feet.
Yeah.
It was locked, but we opened it, but it was empty.
Fun story.
Yeah, I guess that's probably the first one in a while it doesn't actually give anything. What about the gramophone?
That belongs to Poppy.
So, why is it up in Flora's tower?
Good point.
I'm not sure.
That's interesting.
That looks like it might belong to Poppy.
A lot of this looks like it's belonging to Poppy.
There's something off about this.
What is it?
Why don't you take another look at Flora's room?
You think we missed a clue up there?
Not exactly.
Interesting. Okay.
This is a good example of how things work. I mix that soil here in the greenhouse. It's made with water from the lake.
And it makes the fruit grow all shiny and gem-stony.
Sometimes. You never really know what's going to happen.
And what do you do with this shiny and edible fruit?
You look at it.
Alright, fair point. Alright, that's interesting. There's a lot of stuff here.
Fitz's room is unlocked. It's up in the fellow tower.
This could be interesting.
Yeah, let's, do you want to go now? You know what? Next time, we'll call the episode here. Next time, we'll head up to Fitz's tower, Fitz's room in the tower. We also should head up to Flora's room, because he mentioned that we might have missed something. So, next time, we'll head out there. But, thank you very much for watching this episode of Tangle Tower. We, Detective Grimoire, Sally, and I, we hope that you've enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching and supporting the Ahdurin region in any way, shape, or form that you do. And until next time, take care. I just realized he might be growing the plastic fruit that you see that are always in like showrooms and stuff.